I like a challenge in business. If there's no challenge there, I don't like the business.
And there's no doubt Chester Johnston likes challenges. He's played an important role at key times in the forest industry. He rescued Whistler. He downsized BC Hydro, and he wrestled control of the Vancouver airport out of bureaucratic hands and into the private sector, to name just a few. Born and raised in Vancouver, Chester served in the Royal Canadian Air Force in World War II. When he got back home, he became a chartered accountant, and then in 1961, he founded Warnock Industries, a company that he would later sell to another future Business Hall of Fame inductee, Bill Sauter. He eventually moved to West Fraser Timber and became president and CEO. He also helped found Casabella Wines, a company that would later become one of the founding pillars of Vincor. In the early 1980s, Chester earned a reputation as a strong business leader. Impressed by his accomplishments, Premier Bill Bennett asked Chester to take on the challenge of restructuring Whistler.
I'm very proud of Whistler. When I came here 15 years ago, it was a mess. There was unfinished buildings, dirt walks. I went to Bill Bennett and I said, Mr. Premier, as far as I'm concerned, if I don't get some money, I can't do the job. He gave me $21 million, and we got a great group around us. And this, I guess you could say, is a result of the work that was done by that group of people. And it was fun doing it.
On the heels of the success of Whistler, Bill Bennett asked Chester to take on another job, one that was anything but fun. As the chair of BC Hydro, he had some really difficult decisions to make.
It went from building dams to one of just running the dams, you know. The number of engineers and the number of people went from 11,000 down to 4. You know, and that's not easy.
After Chester left BC Hydro in 1987, he returned to the forest industry, this time as the chair and CEO of Western Pulp, but he also took on one small volunteer project, VIATAG, the Vancouver International Airport Transition Advisory Group.
All we knew was that somehow Vancouver needed to have a lot more control. And as it turned out, what we really needed were the exact qualities that Chester had. We needed a real stubborn son of a bitch to make this thing go. And Chester certainly, if he has a goal, can be very stubborn.
CEO of the airport at the time, David Emerson, agrees.
Chester was really the very strongest ally that I could possibly have in dealing with the government on lease negotiations, dealing with community issues where there were some difficult issues to be dealt with, putting in place the airport improvement fee, which was anything but a popular thing to do. Chester was there, and it was sure nice to have in the trenches beside me Chester Johnston, because you just knew nothing was going to dissuade him from the greater mission.
The late Lucile Johnston was on hand at the opening ceremony of the Chester Johnston Park at YVR in 1996. She agrees, Chester is one tough negotiator.
He's still determined, he's aggressive, very able, but at the end of the day, most of the deals that I've been involved in, if not all of them, have been a win-win for both sides.
In his role as chair of the Airport Authority, he played host to many of the world leaders of the 1990s. He was there when Yeltsin and Clinton held their summit in Vancouver. Throughout his career, no matter how tough the assignment, Chester was always committed to the principles of integrity, honesty, coupled with the value of strong leadership.
I spent my life, I gave a lot of time and effort to this province, which I love. There you are.